In this video, we'll make this simple USB symbol. Alright, so for this, I'll start with the line tool. So here we have the line tool. Click at any point in the drawing area to start the line command and enter a length of 60 unit and press enter. Well, that's our base line which will be used for making rest of the geometry. Now I'll go to the circle tool, click on this center radius circle and select this endpoint and add a circle of radius 5 and press enter. Alright, now again I'll go to the line tool and I'll select this center point and at a distance of 15 unit I'll make another line. So you can clearly see that I'm making an overlapping line. That's fine. Now I'll type this angle sign and enter an angle of 45 degrees and press enter. Now this length is 16, so let's type 16 and press enter. Now move to this side and enter a length of 10 and press enter and enter again to exit this command. Now I'll press enter again and now once again I'll start from this endpoint and that's again an overlapping line. So now I'll press 10, press enter. Now I'll move to this side and once again I'll add the same angle but this time in the negative side, so minus 45 and press enter. Alright, so again this length is 16, so the same length 16, press enter, move to the right and this length is 10 and press enter and press enter again to exit the command. Well, that makes our base shape. Now before adding the remaining geometries on this base shape, let's add these details on the end. So I'll just go to circle and select the center radius. Now click on this point and add a radius of 3 unit to this circle. Now go to the rectangle tool, click anywhere in the drawing area and type at 5, 5. Well, that makes the required rectangle which we now need to move. So move it on this endpoint. Okay, in a similar way, let's add the triangle and for that I'll just copy this one. So I'll copy this from this point and copy it here. Now I'll go to line tool, click on this point and make a copy like this. And now you already know what we need to do. So we need to just trim some of the extra geometry. So trim, press enter, get rid of this, this, and this. Okay, so here also we need to get rid of this. Okay, so now let's get rid of some overlapping lines. So we have some overlapping lines here and to get rid of them, go to modify and select overkill. So using this command you can erase all the overlapping geometry. So select this geometry completely, press enter and click on OK. Well, that erases all the overlapping geometry. Now I'll go to trim, press enter and I'll trim this remaining part. Now we only need to create some offsets. So go to offset tool and add an offset distance of 0.6 and press enter. Now select this line, click in the upward direction and in the downward, this line up, down, this line up and again this line down. Similarly for this one as well. And now we need to add some fillets. So let's go to fillet and the fillet radii is 5. So let's go to radius and add 5 as the radius and now make sure you select multiple because we want to repeat the fillet command multiple times. So I'll go to this one, then this one here as well as here, and in this case we are not going to select this line because that will erase the remaining part. So instead we'll just trim it from here, but before that let's add the fillets here. So I'll go to this one, add a fillet here, this one as a fillet here. Now we need to trim some of the geometries before we could add fillet here. So I'll go to trim, press enter and now I'll trim this part here and this part here. Now we can add the fillet. So go to fillet, radius, it should be 5 and multiple options should be checked. And now this line, this one, Similarly, this line and this line here. Now go to radius again and change the radius to 0 and press enter. Now once again we'll add the fillet. Again, make sure multiple is selected, but this time along these vertices, and you'll notice that a sharp edge will be added if you add 0 radius. Alright, so our drawing is almost complete. We only need to add these center lines. So select these center lines which we used to make the geometry initially. Select them all and erase them. And now we have almost a clean drawing. We need to now add some of the details by trimming these areas. So I'll go to trim again, press enter, and I'll just trim this part. Well, I'm not able to trim this just because of this. Just look at this, we have some gap here, so we need to extend it first. So to extend this one, well, you can press and hold your shift key and the trim command will convert into extend. Now click on this and look at this, it will now extend it up to that point. Now release the shift key and click here and it will be trimmed. Similarly, here also we have some gap, so press and hold shift, it will extend and now trim. Here we don't need to do that, so we can simply trim the geometries like this, and that makes our final USB shape.